Okay, in the previous videos, we have implemented our aiming, and so we have our crosshairs and we're able to aim at a particular object in the world and fire, and we know that we'll actually hit what we're aiming at. Now, in this video, we're going to take a little bit of a break from doing some coding, and we're going to make our environment a little bit more pleasing to the eye. Because so far, with this default level, we just have this boring gray floor, and we've been shooting at a boring gray wall, and it'd be really nice if we could take advantage of Unreal Engine's beautiful rendering capabilities with a nice environment. And fortunately, there are some environments that we can use on the marketplace that are going to be free. So I've got the marketplace up here, and I'm going to go to the free tab and click on the permanently free collection. And I'm going to use something from here since it'll always be free. So no matter when you take this course, you should always see these in the permanently free collection. Now you can see that I'm already an owner of some of these. And so I've taken a look at some of the environments here. And one that I really like and that I would like to use for this series is the factory environment. If you click on this, you'll see that the factory environment collection has an insane amount of assets in it. It's this beautiful factory and it's dynamic. There's moving parts and machines inside of it, lots of sounds, particle systems. This whole level is gigantic. And so this will provide us with a nice environment we can work with. Now, just to warn you, this is a huge asset pack. If you scroll down and take a look at the details, you'll see that it requires 10 gigabytes of hard disk space. So if you don't have 10 gigabytes, I would recommend getting a smaller asset pack. And another thing to consider is this is a huge level with a whole lot of things inside of it. And so if you don't have a really high-end computer, it's going to slow your frame rate down and you might choke your PC. So if you're concerned with memory and performance, I recommend going back into the permanently free collection and looking at some of the other environments that don't require such a high-end PC or such a huge amount of memory if 10 gigabytes is a lot to you. So there are plenty of other environments here that I would also recommend going with, and I'm going to add maybe 2 or 3 of these different environments to the project. The Modular Sci-Fi Season 2, this is a good one. This one has a lot less dynamic things going on inside of it, and it's a pretty nice looking level as well. So this would be a good alternative for you if you don't have a higher end PC. Check this one out. And of course, if this one is even making your computer choke, take a look at some of the other environments. There are some that are made for mobile, like the Infinity Blade assets. So take a look at Infinity Blade on the marketplace as well, if even these are too high-end for your PC. So go ahead and download this, or you can find some sort of environment that you would like to work with. So I went ahead and downloaded this, and once I did, I was able to create the project. This is its own project. And once I created that project, I then opened it up in Unreal Engine, and here it is. So I'm going to go ahead and open, I'm going to go to Window and Viewports, click on Viewport 2 to show you just how ridiculously filled with assets this project has. And I can go ahead and right click and click play from here if I want to actually show this in the play in editor in play mode. And so it's got the Unreal Engine mannequin here, and there's a lot of stuff in here. There's even interactable things. You know, there's some blueprints in the level that you can interact with. It's a really, really cool project, and just the amount of things in here is just really, really incredible. So I went ahead and downloaded this, and what I'd like to do is add this to our shooter project. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Escape. Close out of this viewport here. So this map is the demonstration map. That's the map that came with this factory level here. And so I'm going to actually migrate this over to our project. So I can do that by right-clicking and asset actions and selecting migrate, and it'll show me all of these assets that come with this level. Those will all be migrated over. So I'm going to click OK, and I have to select the content folder of my project. So I'm going to maneuver to the folder containing my project and select content. It has to be the content folder. And after I select folder, it's going to copy over all these files, and it's going to be a lot of files to copy. So I'm going to give it some time, and when it's done, I'll come back. So you can pause the video if you're following along, and once you're done, you can resume and we'll continue. Okay, so after migration, now in our shooter project, there are more folders here that contain lots of assets. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the maps folder, and here we have the demonstration map. Now we can open this, and as soon as we do, it's going to need to load a whole bunch of assets, and so that's going to take a while. But once we do that for the first time, then it shouldn't take that long to load it every time after that. So go ahead and double click demonstration or right click and allow it to load the map so we can see it in our project. Okay, so after loading the level, we'll get a message log that says repaired painted vertex colors. It's saying that this will happen every load until the maps are resaved. So we can save this level by going to File, Save Current As. And why don't we go ahead and take our _game folder /maps and select that, and we'll save this here. And to avoid confusion with the other demonstration map, let's call this factory and click Save. Now we should have factory in our maps folder along with default map. Okay, so we have our new map. Now this is quite an interesting map. It's very big. If I go ahead and click the drop down next to the play button and choose simulate, then we can see what the map looks like while the game is playing without possessing a pawn. So we've got this assembly line here, and you'll notice that there are sounds, particle systems, moving objects. We've got these industrial robots here. There's quite a bit going on. So this is an interesting environment that we can have for the level in our game. And the number of assets in here is astounding. Now these are all meshes. We can stop the game and select any of these and move them around, duplicate them, really just do whatever we like. So in the world settings, we're going to take the game mode override and set it to shooter game mode base BP. Search the world outliner for player start. Select the player start and press F, and you'll see that there's a player start right here. Now, if for some reason you don't have a player start, you can just drag one in here. So with the player start in the world and our game mode selected, we can open the drop down next to play and choose selected viewport. And now we'll have our character spawned in the world, and we can run around and even shoot things. So this looks a lot more interesting than the default map. Okay, so this concludes this video. We got ourselves a new level. It looks great. And we are now ready to continue scripting out the functionality for our shooter game. So we will see you in the next video.